Welcome to Learn Short and Typing with Vikas sir. Progressive magazine exercise number 5, 6, 8, 40 words, 100 words per minute. Be ready, start. Infrastructure development is the very backbone of any strategy aimed at achieving higher growth and large scale employment generation. However, an unfortunate impression gained ground after the first phase of liberalization that the government will have less and less to do with infrastructure development. As a result, a slowdown has taken place in investments in this vital area of the economy. My government will substantially increase investments in infrastructure development. Simultaneously, private sector investments will receive far greater policy and implementation support. The Minister for Power has just recently announced wide ranging initiatives on the power front. My government will take firm decisions and also support firm decisions of state governments to bring financial viability to the power sector. The state electricity boards are bankrupt, the need restructuring. The drain on internally raised resources has to stop. In this regard, the country should take note of the bold but painful steps the Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister has taken to guard and raise the viability of power generation and distribution in his state. We also support in this regard the initiatives of the Odisha government. Delays in implementation have been the bane of infrastructure projects in India. They have led to not only cost and time overruns but also loss of opportunities in downstream income and employment generation. The neglect and waste will be positively addressed. Towards this end, the Prime Minister's office will directly monitor all projects capitalized at more than rupees 100 crore each in the areas of power, roads, bridges and dams, irrigation, telecommunication, oil and energy, railways, ports and airports. My office will seek a monthly progress report on all such projects and ensure that they are completed and commissioned on due dates. Agriculture is the very heart of our economy and culture. Farm production has to reach a growth rate of at least 5%, otherwise, our goals of overall economic growth and employment generation, as also our promise to build a hunger free India by the year 2010, will remain unfulfilled. Food security on a long term basis is our urgent and immediate concern. Government plans to earmark substantial plan funds for public investment in agriculture, rural development, irrigation, horticulture, afforestation, wasteland development, and related rural infrastructure. We will also pay special attention to the modernization of the agro processing industry. It has immense potential for employment generation in the country now. Agro processing industry provides a critical link between the agriculturalists and the urban consumer. We will strengthen this link among other things by encouraging collaboration between the cooperative agriculture sector and the corporate sector. Opportunities in exports of food products will be vigorously pursued. We intend to give vastly higher policy attention to the small scale industry and Bhagidari sector as these are important sources of self employment. This sector makes the highest contribution to the country's GDP. My growth government will welcome suggestions from the CII and other industry organizations as how to provide to this sector critical developmental inputs such as easy, adequate, and timely credit marketing infrastructure and appropriate technology. Housing and construction are the greater generators of productive employment next only to agriculture and services. The national agenda for governance has pledged to facilitate construction of 2 million new housing units each year with priority for low and middle income family needs. Within the next 60 days, my government will unveil a national housing policy. All im- impediments in the realization of our stated goals in the policy will be removed forthwith. The Urban Land Ceiling Act will be suitably amended to facilitate realization of housing goals and to boost construction. Information technology is an area of special importance. It has already revolutionized the world. No country can hope to develop global competitiveness if it ignores information technology. This is one area where India can quickly establish global dominance. India can be fully competitive in this area with tremendous payoffs in terms of income generation and creation of high quality jobs. This area also provides an alternative and attainable opportunity to Indian business and industry to become software catchers. Just three Indian companies, not exactly household names, have today a market capitalization of rupees 13,000 crores and all are also aggressively exporting. In this connection, I invite specific suggestions from trade and industry for removing any bottlenecks in the way of faster growth of the Inforge industry. In the national agenda, we have pledged to make India a software superpower. Within the next 30 days, we will set up a national information technology task force which will formulate a draft national informatic policy. The government will initiate immediate steps to effect reforms in the public sector. These will embrace the whole gamut of imaginative restructuring, including transparent disinvestment and reducing PSU losses. Indian industry must improve its global competitiveness and strengthen its export muscle. We cannot succeed in Swadeshi development if we do not export. The new Exim policy seeks to provide special support to our exporters as such. Full stop.